Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Stummy. I'm the pop song professor. This is the pop song TA. April, my wife. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, today we are super excited to talk to you guys about Johnny Boy by 21 Pilots. For a while there, and actually technically currently, it's the most highly requested song on this channel. Partially, I think, because it is so freaking confusing. In fact, it was so tough to figure out. I listened to it, read through it a ton of times, made comments, still didn't really know what it was about. I had some theories, but every single one of them seemed to have things that was pointing against it. So I called my TA here in, and we talked it through. My wife, sorry. We talked it through. We had some theories, and she came up with some really good thoughts. We kind of bounced them off of each other, and we think that we have Johnny Boy completely figured out for you guys.
What he means to say is he spent a long time working on it, and then he read it to me one time, and I told him what it meant.
I helped you. We talked about it. Rude. Also, stick around to the end of the video because I've got this new Pop Song Classroom live stream coming out soon, and 21 Pilots is going to be the first topic of this. This is a 5-week class every week where we're going to talk through 21 Pilots and really get deeper behind what is happening with this band. And if you want to be a part of that, stick around to the end of the video. We'll tell you a little bit more about it then. Hey everybody, my name is Clifford Stummy. I'm the Pop Song Professor. This is my wife April. This channel is all about helping music lovers like you to understand the deeper meanings of popular songs so that you know what your artists are saying and can enjoy your music more. Today we're talking Johnny Boy by 21 Pilots at the request of easily over 100 of you. Lady Pink says, please do Trapdoor or Johnny Boy. Longgrass inspires Josh, and 25 upvoters says you should do Ruby, Johnny Boy, every song. We're just paying attention to the Johnny Boy part of that. SpongeBob Sucks says, do the song Johnny Boy with 55 upvoters. And Amanda Lopez asks us to do Johnny Boy. And that doesn't count the tweets or Facebook messages or emails that I've gotten about the song. It's crazy interesting, and apparently you guys think so too. So we're going to go ahead and explain it. And we should point out that we are explaining what we think Tyler Joseph's interpretation of the song is when he wrote it. We know that everybody's going to have slightly different personal interpretations of a song, and we respect that, but we're trying to stitch together a narrative that best fits with the lyrics in the song and doesn't contradict any single lyric. Alright, so in verse 1, he says, he stays home from work this time. He never really told his wife, he never really told a lie, but this time he decides that it's alright. Now, when we first heard this, we thought that there was maybe something bad going on, that this guy was maybe cheating on his wife or watching porn or something like that. I also thought that the he's never really told a lie could refer to like him being a good person and not really offending people very often. And then but this time he decides that it's all right. Maybe he's saying, well, I'm going to stay home from work and maybe lie about being sick after my wife has already left for work. Just this once. It continues, no one really knows his mind and no one knows behind his eyes. The man deserves a medal, but he's never really won a prize before he goes to lock the door.
Yeah, so we think that this part is just kind of saying that nobody really understands him, right? And that he's overcome something or he's made it through something that means that he deserves a medal, but he hasn't really gotten the recognition that he should have gotten.
Right. He's long-suffering and patient, I think is what it means. If he deserves a medal and he's never really told a lie, I think it sounds like he's a generally good person, but life hasn't been good to him. And now he's doing something secretive behind his wife's back and behind the back of everybody else when he locks the door. The pre-chorus probably is the most confusing part of it because everything else sounds negative, but then we hear he has fallen in love, he knows it's enough, but the world looks down and frowns. And I, knowing that 21 Pilots is a Christian band, I was thinking he's fallen in love. Well, maybe he's a Christian and he's being persecuted for his faith or something like that, but I don't think that that's it.
Yeah, we've decided after reading the whole thing, probably it's just talking about his wife. He's fallen in love, he's happy, essentially, he's content where he is, but the world hasn't been good to him, or sort of the place where he lives, right? His surroundings are depressing.
They're saying he has fallen in love and he knows it's enough. Like, he knows it's enough, but for some reason it just maybe doesn't feel like enough. And so the world, not necessarily the people of the world, but just life, and his time in the world has not been good to him and looks down on him and has made it difficult for him.
So the chorus reads, get up, Johnny Boy, get up, Johnny Boy, get up because the world has left you lying on the ground. You're my pride and joy, you're my pride and joy. Get up, Johnny Boy, because we all need you now.
Which, it sounds like, at first I thought, too, like, oh, maybe it's from God's perspective, and he's saying, like, you're my pride and joy, my son, and come and be with me. And it still could be that, but we thought that maybe it was more Tyler maybe speaking to a friend or speaking to somebody in his audience who listens to his music, or just to somebody who he was thinking of in his mind and saying, you're depressed and maybe you're even suicidal, but get up. Like, you're my pride and joy. I love you and I'm proud of you. And even though the world and your life has made it difficult for you, like, we need you. Like, there's a part and a role that you play. In verse 2, we hear someone said, away you go, and someone said to you goodbye, which sounds like people are leaving him. Maybe he's lonely, something like that. But then the interesting part is they deflect the disrespect when they say that they blame it on the times. They blame it on the times. In this portion, we had thought that maybe, if he's depressed and people are just saying, well, it's just the day and age we live in. People are just like that. That's just what happens. Or maybe if he is making a mistake or doing something wrong or considering abandoning his family through suicide or something like that, maybe they're deflecting some disrespect that he deserves for abandoning his family like that.
Right. Or the people that are leaving him have some sort of disrespect for him, or are disrespecting him, but instead of being like, hey, you loser, you're no fun to be around, they're just saying, oh, this is just how it is these days. I get it. You are the way you are, and it's all fine, but I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I kind of actually like that a little bit better even, maybe. They saying, we all know you're qualified to fix a chair and love your wife, but they lie when they blame it on the times. So they know that you're basically competent, that you can be a good husband, and that you can do the things you need to do to survive. Fix a chair seems to be sort of a metaphor for just living normal life and being able to survive like small inconveniences that happen in life that you have to be able to take care of.
Right, or doing your job.
But they still lie when they blame it on the times, and instead of really getting to the heart of the issue or trying to help him or care about him, they just say, that's just how things are these days. That brings us finally to the bridge where they sing, I will carry all your names and I will carry all your shame. And this seems to be, again, from Tyler's perspective, talking to this person saying, I'm going to watch out for you and I am going to be that friend for you there. We've seen a similar theme in Guns for Hands where he noticed all of these kids suffering from depression and adults just saying, oh, it's just a part of being a kid. And it seems to be a similar thing here where he's talking to some person who's not a kid anymore because he's married and has a job. But he's saying that he'll be there for that person.
We kind of decided that this song was maybe about depression or some sort of like mental illness maybe, or even just beyond a diagnosable mental illness, a sort of feeling of being defeated by the world and everything that's going on around you and people not taking your sadness or your emptiness seriously. This idea of I will carry all your names and I will carry all your shame is sort of our omniscient third-person narrator jumping in and saying, you don't have to be ashamed and hide. I'm taking you seriously. I understand. And there's more than one of you. Obviously, there's a lot of Johnny Boy is just a figurehead for a ton of people. And I'm going to make sure that your names are known and that you don't have to bear your shame.
There have been a lot of other theories about this song. Some people have thought that it was about somebody who was coming out as gay. Some people have thought that it was maybe from God's perspective and about a Christian. There's a lot of different thoughts on it, and it is a difficult one to explain. But yeah, so that's our basic interpretation of it. If you guys have suggestions or comments about it, don't forget to comment those down below, and we can continue the conversation. So about that 21 Pilots literature class, it's going to happen for 5 weeks, half an hour each class with discussion, sort of like a lesson slash interactable lecture. All 5 weeks are 21 Pilots. We'll talk about each album, tons of songs, lots of themes. The first lesson is going to be free. It's going to be live streamed on March 14th at 9 p.m., which is a Tuesday night, Eastern Standard Time. And then the other 4 classes, there'll be a link that you can go to get access to those so you can be a part of that class and that discussion and contribute your comments to that. It's going to cost $2. I know that a lot of people might have charged a lot more, but I tried to keep costs low so that 21 Pilots fans and anybody else who wanted to could definitely for sure take part in it. There's a link in the description down below where you can quote-unquote register for class, and if it's after March 14th when you're watching this, you can still go check out that free lesson. It'll be up here somewhere, probably linked down below, and you should see about jumping in on the next class. And if you enjoyed this explanation of the song and you'd like to hear more of them, don't forget to subscribe.
It's like a mute button.
It's like right there.
Is it here?
Yeah. Sort of. And check out some of the other videos on this channel. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.